when I was at the show in Maryland, these Oregon guys were across the aisle from my booth, and they gave me this. I think they know that we sell a competing option for these little saws, but they gave it to me anyway. And I've actually had one in the past that was sent to me by Dan McBurney, and I liked it. So it wore out and I stopped using it, and so I'll try the new one. And you know, you either like something or you don't, even if it's something you're not supposed to like because you're supposed to be loyal somewhere else. Well, I'm just loyal to whatever I like. That's why I'm a guy who will readily use a battery saw or a gas saw or whatever. SRT, DRT, Ford, Chevy, GMC, Dodge, Toyota. I'm gonna blow this out real quick. Can't forget Tesla. This Husky 540i has been my favorite of the battery saws, of the battery top handles. And since I have a brand new chain on it, I thought maybe put it against this Milwaukee. That's not a brand new chain, but I filed it. I did one job with it. But that'll give kind of an idea. One thing I noticed about the Husky that's not cool is the chain tensioner. Like, it loses tightness for no good reason. I think guys have discovered this before and had it, like Jacob Rogers, he found a fix for it, which is cool. Oh, cool, it's a 16-inch bar too. Thank you, Oregon. Well, I'll try this today, and I'll put it against this Milwaukee here just for fun and see how they perform against each other. This is obviously the battery has fallen out a few times, but this is obviously a better ergonomic and aesthetic design than the Milwaukee, but I actually haven't tested them to see which one's got the more power. Looks like it might rain a little. I don't have much to do here. I'm just gonna cut another on the list of bad trees for the guy that painted this truck. It was nice and not rainy when I left. Now it's starting to sprinkle. I think I can put up with a little bit of moisture for a small amount of time. I noticed I have become a little more wimpy about rain now. That I think it's because when I don't have loads of jobs, I'm like, well, why pack the schedule, you know, this far and then have a dead spot when you could just not work in the rain and then save your small amount of jobs for a day that isn't raining. You guys may not have complained last time, but I was using this. I was in a pinch and I was just using a Speedline carabiner. It's not triple locking on my flip line, and it kind of irked me in the back of my mind, and so I just went by a Monkey Beaver and I got a triple locking one for my flip line, so I feel a little more responsible. You'd have never known if I hadn't ratted myself out. Speaking of things that I saw and I just thought were cool, I saw this. It's a notch thing, right? But it's a pretty handy deal because you can put your saw on it and then pull your saw off it and the gate just flip flaps. You might be saying, well, that ain't cool having a flip flappy gate, but if you wanted it to lock, like if you were climbing around and you didn't want your saw to get bumped off, I mean, it's always lanyarded on because you hook your lanyard here. So you got 4 foot of drop would be all you would get. But anyway, you can lock it on when you're climbing around and you don't want to bump your saw off and have it drop 4 feet. So I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to try it out today. Put you guys under the cover of the garage here and you shouldn't get rained on, theoretically. The object here is to cut down this kind of weirdo pine tree. It's a kind of a freak little guy and he doesn't trust it. Spurs adjusted. Dear Lord, please guard my back. It has been a little bit sensitive here for the last 7 years. It seems like the higher I go, the worse the weather gets here. Working alone, doing barter work quietly with a battery saw. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Oh. My little carabiner already malfunctioned. So I grabbed my saw off of it. In the process of actuating the saw off the lanyard, caused the lanyard to lock. So I couldn't put my saw back on it, which just kind of defeats the purpose. I'm gonna put my safety line in here because I don't know, I'm alone, so. Well, I mean, it's just a good idea. Boy, that's smooth. Oh, it did it again. Look at that. Ooh, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. All right, well, thanks, Notch. It doesn't work like it's supposed to. Nice try though. Good idea. I was telling you guys how I use what I like. I do what I like. Come on. That's cutting like butter. Nice job, Oregon. Not paid to say that. They are kind of my competition, actually. Good job, competition. Anyway, what I was saying about doing what I like is I just want to say that I like you, viewer. Don't want to hit my rope. There's nobody down there to take it off my rope. See, it's stuck open again. That's not cool, man. Maybe I have to do it more deliberately. Yeah, I'm a busy guy. I have a large family. And I have, praise the Lord, I have monkeybeaver.com doing well. You know, that's still, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money to spend, and it's a lot of logistics, a lot of hoops to jump through. Mostly my crew takes care of it, and they make me look good. But nevertheless, with a tree service, a large family, and doing work in my church, because they have blessed me with rewarding ways to help, I get pretty busy, and you'd think that I wouldn't have time for YouTube, but the reason I do it I like talking to you people. I can put names to the people out there. I won't, because you know, somebody will be left out, but I know you. I pay attention to you, and I do it because I want to, because I enjoy it. Here I am. I'm not alone. I'm here with you. God willing, I get down safe and put the video up later. But this is a lot of talking just to say thanks for being here with me. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being here as the channel grows, and putting up with, some of you have to put up with the growing pains of sort of being controversial at times and not really wanting to cause division, but doing it anyway because I have trouble keeping my mouth shut. Things get taken the wrong way sometimes and cause offense, and sometimes they get taken the right way and they cause offense. Anyway, I don't know why I'm trying to go negative with it. I'm making the mistake that I'm wishing I wouldn't right now. I'm going negative with something that I'm just trying to say thank you and be positive about. Because man, I like doing this. I like climbing these trees and making little videos for you. Sometimes you don't know if they're gonna untangle from each other. the weather is showing that you usually should go ahead and go for it, even if it looks like bad weather, because if you have the initiative to show up, you sort of get rewarded for your effort of going out in the dismal reality. You're like, hey, great job for showing up, and you get this like divine reprieve. Let's hold the weather back for you a little. We'll rain tonight when you're inside. I see this will happen a lot with me. I don't think it would have happened the last couple of days though, but it's happening now. It started pouring as I started up the tree, and now it's just not even a sprinkle. It's just right. It's just enough to be enjoyable. I've been watching one of these trees for years. It's a lot bigger. Out in town there, I drive by it now and then, and it's a big weirdo. See, this is a triple trunker, and I've been watching it for years thinking, wow, look at that thing. And lots of times I've been up these trees like this, and rigged off of each other, and a while back I noticed that some kind of wind or something tore off half of the 4 spars that the tree has, and I was like, whoa, I usually trust those things. So just kind of makes you think. I'm not worried about this one though. What would happen if I dumped them both at the same time? That might be fun, huh? Boy, look at this. The sun's even gonna pop out. That's so cool. Feels good. I think I could get them both at the same time if I take a little more weight off of this left side. Come on, Notch. What do you want to be like that? See, what I usually do with these saw storage carabiners is I cut the gate off or tape the gate open, or this one I thought would be different. There. See? Actuating the saw off of it, turned this and locked it. I don't like that. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, there it is, locked again. A little bit of calibration for that cut, but come on, that was epic. Harm to nothing. Went right in there. Had this one aiming a little more that way so that I didn't destroy this tree. And I had this one a little more this way, so they were kind of going like that. That was cool. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that, right? I mean, I was doing that without video for a lot of years, but I loved it so much that I wanted to share it. Because, you know, when you love something, it's kind of like when you're really grief-stricken. It's a similar thing. You need to share that burden or that joy. It's better if it's given away, if it's shared, if the load is carried by more than one. And so yeah, I loved it, had fun with it. But as soon as I got the ability to share it via video, then naturally I would do it, because I could take my happiness and kind of make it bigger with dispersion. How's that possible? How do you spread a thing around and make it bigger? What is that like? What is that like? Taking a piece of cookie dough and smashing it flat and claiming it's bigger now because it's in a different shape? Nah, it's not like that. It's kind of like taking 5 loaves and turning them into 5,000. I'm not saying I can do that, but I can be part of it. Because the principle of sharing and giving is one that is transformative. My joy is transformed to the happiness of more than just me. The bread loaf, torn up and handed around, is transformed into all you can eat for everyone. One of the things I love about working alone is I have no noise to compete with, and it kind of gets me like philosophical. I'm kind of, you're here with me. You're not here yet, but it's like I can think out loud. It's like it gives me a reason to think out loud instead of just quietly. I'm not one of those talk to myself guys when no one's around, like my dad. He'll be working in his shop and you finally go look and be like, who are you talking to? Talking to myself. Yeah, I mean, we probably all do that, but not everyone does it out loud. Come on, saw. It's cutting smooth, but that got a little boggy, kind of surprisingly. gonna have to put this Husky against the Milwaukee. If the Milwaukee wins, then that's gonna be interesting. I mean, when you think about it, Milwaukee's been doing battery stuff longer, so I suppose it would make sense. Even if Milwaukee wins, I'm not going to say I'd rather use it than this one, because this one is really a nice ergonomic, well balanced thing. It's made for one handing. They probably wouldn't admit it, but it is, and it's a little more pleasurable for that than the Milwaukee is. I'm wanting to push it harder than it'll go, and that makes me wonder if it's because I've been running the Milwaukee and you can lean on it more and get more. It's harder to stop the chain on that thing. I'm just guessing based on my last experience that I had in my last video. Some of you may have seen. What do you say? Should we try for a Flatlander? Sure, I could have done that faster with 200T, but nobody even knows I'm here doing it, which is kind of stealth. I like that. Flat. That 200T got from Joe Johnson is such a monster. Hats off to Steel. They still have the absolute best invention ever for a top handle saw. They discontinued it, but at least they get that feather in the cap, huh? And the 500i, oh yeah, what a beauty. I can fall the rest of it, so I think I'll do that. Give me a chance to play with that new Milwaukee, the big one, 20-inch bar one. It's kind of fun to use. It's heavy, but just got amazing power. And unlike the popular saying, power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts, or corrupts absolutely. In this case, power is not corrupting. It is absolutely perfecting my joy. I'm glad I waited till the very end to get my rope snagged on some limbs. I'm wearing my harness still because it actually acts as a back brace too. I've got it tightened up, and I kind of need that sometimes. Kind of a weird stomp there, but the goalposts were there and there, so this is definitely a score. So the test is the battery powered 540i 16-inch bar speed cut nano, new chain, been used one time on this job against the Milwaukee Fuel top handle, M18 Fuel I think they call it. And that chain's been used a fair bit, but I hand filed it and then I did one job. You saw the job I did the other day with it. And so it's not a perfect test, and I don't require perfection. I'm having fun. So like I said, do what I want. You can come with me if you want, and we're gonna see. I have a feeling that although this is my favorite battery saw to use, I have a feeling it's less powerful. Don't know though. We're about to find out. That's the fun part, is we're gonna find out together, okay? There, I expected more out of it already. I stopped it. Let me try again. I'll try a little bit over. Okay, that's acceptable, right? I mean, heck, we're not making any noise. We're cutting wood. We're using a fair bit of the bar. Now we'll try with the Milwaukee and see what it can handle. A little bit of operator error there because I was rolling the log with my cut and I could have pushed it harder. I felt like the other one was chewing through the wood smoother, but this one can handle more force, more torque applied by the operator. No, I forced it too much. Let me try again. So I don't know what the times are. I feel like they may be a little close to each other, which is cool. You know, that's cool that the Milwaukee and the Husky are close to each other. Cut through a knot on that one at the end. That's kind of no fair. So let's cut past the knot with the Husky. No, I expected too much. Let me try again. Feels really nice to use. I'll try and be smooth like that with the Milwaukee and see what we get. This is basically the same cut because we're past the knot, so let's try it. Try not to force it, try to let the saw do what the saw can do. Woo! That seemed good. Let's do another one because there will be little errors that I make with both of them. I hate when I mess up like that because it ruins the whole test. Operator error, you get what you get. Pretty smooth. Alright, these are the last two cuts I'm going to make, no matter what happens. I think I hear my wife texting me. No, you guys be the judge, okay? I had fun either way. Thanks for hanging out. Put your comments in there, what you think, what your opinions are. I read them.
I'm from the country, you're from the city. I drive a truck, you think that's silly, but there's another side of me you know you like to see. Ain't that right? Oh, that's right. I got my money in my pocket, a girl beside me, a little bottle rocket. There's a finger on her lips and a swagger in her hips tonight, tonight.